Our names are Carl and Alex. We're brothers and we've been fishing our whole lives. Over that time we've come face to face with some huge freshwater fish. But now we were turning our attention to salt water with our eyes set on catching a shark. More specifically, the elusive thresher shark, which is known to pass through British waters during the warmer months. First though, we had to make the long drive down to the west coast where we would be meeting up with boat captain and fishing guide Kieran. 4 hours into the drive, we've still got a couple left. And we're heading down to the southwest of England where this adventure is going to start. We set up our camp beds in Kieran's spare room and got straight to bed. It was going to be an early start in the morning. Hopefully that'll stop me from chumming the ocean with my mouth. No, I don't want to risk getting seasick today, it's just too important. I can't be a write-off today, I've got to be on the ball. We've all got to be on the ball. If we go hook a thresher, then it's like all hands on deck. You excited, Alex? Very excited. Haven't been out on a boat fishing for sharks ever in my life, actually. Because last time we were down here with Kieran, I was ill all day and I didn't even go out on the boat. Yeah, you had
sunstroke.
Sunstroke, yeah. But I had a good day last time.
You did, didn't you? You had some nice sharks. We're now at Penzance Harbour, which is where Kieran moors up his boat. He's just loading the boat up with all the supplies, the tackle, the bait that we're going to need today. And Alex and I have just been getting the last finishing touches to our camera gear, making sure we've got all of the batteries that we need to roll the cameras all day, because we can't mess up on a day like today. I'm nervous. I'm actually a little bit nervous. Also joining us on the boat was Kieran's brother Liam, who is also an experienced sea angler. After leaving the harbour, Carl was set up with a harness. When hooked into a giant fish, there's so much tension on the line that attaching the reel to the harness means that the rod can't be pulled overboard and we would have more chance of landing the fish. Liam gave us a little feel for what we might experience if we were to hook into a thresher shark. It was safe to say we were a little nervous.
Just looking on the sonar here, see if we can find some shoals of bait fish. There's lots of bait in the bay at the minute, lots of pilchards, scad, mackerel, small whitings and whatnot as well. Most of the bait is staying very deep. Yeah, the reason why the fresher sharks are in the bay at the minute is for reasons like this. This is massive shoal of pilchards, like freshers, they've got a huge tail on them. They come into a shoal of fish, they'll be like hauling, like rounding them up, and they come in and whack the shoal
with
of
their
fish
tail?
With their tail first.
Wow.
To stun the fish, and then they spin back round and get their catch, sort of thing.
We rigged up some mackerel feathers and lowered them down into the shoals of baitfish to get ourselves some super fresh bait. Luckily, this wasn't too much of a challenge.
Oh dear, wow. Sharks have a really good sense of smell, so hopefully they'll pick up on these we're throwing in, come over to have a look and find our bait. Bait is officially collected. The guys say we can get some more if we need some more later on. But for the moment, we're going to head out to the sharking grounds, bring those mackerel out there, drop them down, see if one will take it.
We headed a good few miles offshore before Kieran showed us how he rigs up the shark baits.
Yeah, so it's basically a mackerel flapper, so you just take the backbone out of the mackerel, stop the rigor mortis. Also just gives it a little bit of motion, that little flapping as it's attached to the float, and obviously the boat's moving, the sea's always moving with swells and whatnot, and as that rises and falls, it will just be like flapping around.
Letting loads of juices out as well.
Juices out, but more so the motion, and it will just turn on the shark's instincts to hit it as it's jigging around.
The baited rig was attached to a bottle which would suspend the bait off the seabed.
Well, the guys are dropping baits down where we think there's a lot of bait fish and there could be sharks. Oh wow, there's loads of dolphins around. That's a beautiful sight. So are these set to like freeze spool at the minute? Yeah, freeze spool.
You can see on the finder there's a ton of bait fish showing up here, which is a really good sign that there could be some bigger predatory fish about.
Oh wow, dolphins are incredible.
The rods are set now. We've got bait set at staggered depths, so we've got one set not too far off of the bottom, and we've got one set there mid-waterish, and then I've also got a live bait in close, sort of hanging around the boat.
In addition to the baited rigs, we also had a chum bag. It's basically a mesh bag filled with crushed up bait that will slowly leak smell into the water in hope to attract the sharks into the area. However, we couldn't expect the action to come instantly. This was going to be a waiting game. But in the meantime, we kept ourselves busy with the lighter rods, fishing for other species over the reef.
Oh wow, wait, this is good sport. Never mind sharks. You guys want to fish for sharks? I'm just going to fish for mackerel.
Could be some good mackerel.
Oh my god, 3. What the heck?
3 pollocks.
I was not expecting that. Well, that was why it was really heavy.
Yeah.
Wow, guys, they're incredible. I'm having a whale of a time here catching shark bait, but every now and then my eyes start like playing tricks on me, thinking that I'm seeing like 10-foot creatures swimming past. I'm not, but my imagination is playing games. Can you imagine if we actually caught something that was bigger than us? Scad. But look, watch it go down. It's going down. Bam, on, fish on. Like, that's instant. Wow, this is fighting. This is the hardest fight I've had yet. There's 3 of them. This is the most insane sea fishing I've ever experienced. Number 1, number 2, number 3. All I was trying to do was get a couple of mackerel to try and get sharks with. I'm having a whale of a time. This is proper good. Just getting my sea legs still. I'm not feeling sick or anything, but I'm definitely not very well balanced, shall we say.
Pollock, whilst waiting for the big fish to bite. That's my biggest pollock probably I've ever caught. There's so many fish down here over this reef, it is ridiculous. The shark fishing rod still hadn't moved, so Carl cracked open a pack of fruit pastels, which are, by the way, the best sweet in the world.
Oh goodness, solid fish as well, big fish.
Big fish have just shown up on the echo sounder. They say when they see a big mark on the screen, like that's when you got to get ready. If there's big fish circling the boat, like we might have a shark today. My fingers are so firmly crossed, and my eyes are crossed as well. Well, no bites as of yet. The guys did see a couple of marks on the echo sounder, but they think they might have actually been tuna, which will often, you know, show up but probably won't take these baits. The floats haven't moved, and yeah, no sharks yet. But today might be a bit of a waiting game, but we're going to stick at it as long as it takes. We spent the next 4 hours waiting for a shark, but with no bites to show for our efforts, Kieran decided to head further offshore where the chance of catching blue sharks was higher. We came across an area which seemed to be full of baitfish, with birds diving all around us. This seemed like a good area to drop some shark baits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? It took a while to get that bite and got off. It was pulling a lot of line at first and then just gone, spat it. Hopefully we get another chance. It's all kicked off all of a sudden. We had that bite, which we lost, and another rod's just gone. Let's hope this one's properly hooked. The strongest creature I've ever held. Oh. Would you look at that, Alex? Oh.
Beautiful fish.
There is a blue shark right there. I can barely hold it. Right.
You get that?
Yeah, I'm broken.
Oh.
Wow. We've got ourselves a shark.
Awesome.
We were all happy to have seen a blue shark on the boat, but what we were really after was the more elusive fresher shark, but this was going to be more of a challenge. Kieran had a call from another boat letting us know that there were heaps of baitfish back in the bay near where we had started, so he took his advice and went looking closer to shore. It has been a knackering day. My legs have now turned to jelly. It's 6 o'clock, so I've been out here 12 hours. Kieran has been working so hard, constantly chumming, rebaiting the rods, catching fresh bait. Carl had that really nice shark find, still without a fish, so we're still working at it.
With a couple of hours of light left, we spotted a load of commotion in the distance. Gannets were diving, dolphins were jumping, and as we got nearer we could see huge bait balls all around the boat. This seemed like the perfect place to drop the lines down. Let's just say none of us were ready for the events that soon followed.
Yeah! Yes! Come on! Woo! Come out there. Is that it? No.
We're hooked up! This fish is feeling so heavy. I still haven't gained much line at all. All it's done is run. And look at the size of this reel and rod. It's a beefy setup and I can't do anything with this fish. The guys have gone quiet.
Kieran and Liam had gone quiet because they didn't reckon this was a shark, but something even wilder.
This is like holding on for grip. Oh, my legs are burning already.
There was now a genuine chance of running out of line, and so we had to chase the fish in the boat.
It's gonna come off the back of the boat! Coming under the boat! Coming under the boat!
Hold on. Something just exploded on the surface so far out. But was it the fish or was it? Mate, something massive just hit on the surface. Oh, I'm freaking out. I'm just freaking out.
Fish is turning. Come on.
That's ridiculous. Look, you can hear it creaking.
Oh, another bath on the inside of us here. There's a few crab pots and buoys on the inside of us. We don't want the fish to swim through those because it's going to wrap up and end up snapping us up.
Mate, I've never seen a fight like this. There's not much I can really do about this. It's just pulling so hard. I'm getting a bit there, but I bet it just takes it back. Yep. You're kidding, it's still going.
Yeah. Go on and turn in, he's coming off the back.
Oh, damn it. Over an hour and a half we were trying to bring this fish in for, and we were never in control. This thing was huge. Interestingly, Kieran and Liam were almost certain that what we hooked was a bluefin tuna. Now these things can grow over 10 foot long, over 1,000 pounds in weight. So this thing could have been an absolute giant. It would have been so great to see that thing boat side, see it in the flesh, because bluefin tuna aren't something you associate with British water fishing. Like, you're more likely to see them in Canada or places like that. So yeah, it would have been almost too good to be true if we had managed to get that thing in. But just shows fishing can sometimes really hurt you, and this particular moment was probably one of the most painful fishing experiences ever. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Hopefully next time things go a little bit better. If you'd like to check out some of our other videos, then feel free to click one of the videos that's displaying on screen now, and we'll see you next time. See ya.